Hi there, Isabel.
Hello, Bill.
Hey, would you share your name and your occupation?
Okay, my name's Isobel Wilson, and I was formerly an air stewardess and swimming teacher, and now I'm retired
Nice. And you're located where?
in England, in Surrey,
Nice.
near London.
And when we started, what was the most important goal that you wanted to solve when we first started?
I really wished to be able to use my leg and my knee in particular without pain and trust it that if I was to, say, step off a pavement or do something that it didn't really want to do, it wouldn't hurt me. Because it was very painful and it was very, as long as I walked really carefully, it was all right. But other than that, it was not all right.
And what was holding you back from achieving that goal?
Well, you actually were the first person to say to me that all the problems, hip, back, ankle, all of it was contributing to the knee pain. They were all interlinked, which I found actually amazing that nobody else had ever said that. The fact that all these problems are part of the problem.
And what was the frustrating part about not being able to achieve that goal? The challenges you had stepping off the curb and always having to be concerned about how you stepped.
Well, it was driving me mad. I mean, you stop going to all the things that you go to before. You can't wear nice shoes. You have these hugely uncomfortable nights. You've got all these aches and pains, and you feel so damn ancient. And you keep looking forward and thinking, God, if I'm like this in my 60s, how the hell am I going to be when I'm in my 80s?
Yeah, and you had talked about when we first started working was about your mom. You
Yeah.
had that experience. Would you share a little bit about that?
Well, my mother, who was a very sporty woman, somehow, I think it probably started in her mid-60s, but she did less and less and less. And then now she can't do anything, nothing. She's hoisted. She has people attending to her every personal need, and she has no autonomy in her life. It's a complete nightmare. I would just be mortified if that happened to me.
And what were you looking at? Like, kind of what was your path, the foreseeable future? You had gone to doctors, I believe.
Well, of course, I've been to, because I had a knee replacement in the other knee.
Hmm.
And then promptly, just as everything is, because then that went very well. I have to say, I got no pain from there, and it's good. But I stepped in a pothole, whereupon I really hurt the other knee. And to my astonishment and amazement, it was so painful. I really think it was possibly more painful than the other knee. So obviously I went to the doctor thinking, what have I done? And he said, oh, well, it's not bone. It's the crossed ligaments at the back, and it'll settle down. Well, thank you very much. So I went to physio, went to the osteopath. That nearly killed me. They did ultrasound. That was the most agonising thing, I can't tell you. And I just thought, how long? This is 2 or 3 months down the line. How long is this going to go on for? It wasn't settling. It wasn't settling at all. And then, so I started looking online to see if there's any clue as to how to deal with this pain, and your website came up.
So what were your perceptions about me and my program when we first started?
Well, it seemed, the exercises seemed pretty good because I got the book first, and I was doing some of the exercises, and then I actually contacted you because a lot of them involve crouching, which you can't do when you've had a knee replacement. So I didn't know whether to just do the ones that I could do, or whether other alternative exercises that maybe I could do. So that's. But I sort of thought, well, may help. You never know. I was a bit kind of give it a go, but don't really believe.
And how did those perceptions change since we've worked together?
Well, I was very startled because it was almost like the same week. I was really, a noticeable improvement. It wasn't a tiny little improvement each week. It was absolutely noticeable. And that was just with the passive stretching. And it seemed when you said about the nerves and so on and so forth. I thought, oh yes, it was like a light went zing, and I thought, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds good.
Nice.
And so, it was great.
So what changed most for you?
Well, I think it was the idea that you give the inside of your knee a bit of room, and also the other thing that's completely amazed me was the business with the Achilles. Now I had that for must be 15 years, and it doesn't matter where I've been about it. Nobody has said what you said, and consequently, it's always been sore. And now it hardly bothers me.
Nice. Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That's great. I'm very pleased.
Oh.
And well, that kind of leads in. I was going to ask you what other goals, excuse me, or challenges did you get help with but hadn't planned on? And the Achilles was one of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. I can't really tell with the hip, but I'm thinking certainly that exercise hanging forward definitely appears to relieve. With the psoas muscle at the back there, which tightens up unbearably sometimes. And if you just hang forward like that, it sort of stretches it out, and that's really good. So once we've got that hip sorted out, that bursa, I shall be a new woman.
Nice. Excellent.
An old one, but a new one. You know what I mean?
A new lease on life.
A new lease on life will be there.
And how was my program different from other approaches that you've worked with?
Well, you're the only person that deals with like the whole body, as like holistically. They say with people. You go on about water. I can't consume that much water, honestly, with the best will in the world. But I do always eat fresh fruit and food, and no burgers and stuff like that. So I think I'm fairly okay with the diet, and the fish oils and so forth. But then it's sort of top to bottom, isn't it? It takes in the whole bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which obviously, if you think about it logically, that's exactly what you have to do. Mm-hmm. You can't treat the problem in isolation, which is what everybody else seems to be trying to do.
Yeah. So would you recommend this program to a friend who's experiencing knee pain?
I certainly would. And I certainly will.
Excellent.
In fact, I'm going to try and tell my doctor next time I go to see him. He probably won't even, but I'm going to give him your website number and tell him to go and have a look. Because he's too frightened to have an operation and he's in agony.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is they have to be open. And that's what's really important.
I don't know whether he is or not, but I'm certainly going to give it a bash.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just, I am very surprised at how quickly you got to the root of my problem. Maybe mine's a very common problem, but I did what you told me to do, and it worked. Terrific.
Perfect. Well, Isobel, thank you so much, and I appreciate you very much taking the time to give me your feedback.
Okay, well, it's been very, very useful, and I'm really pleased that I found you.